I'm trying to build a nice playlist with book reviews, reviewing books that I find worth reading, books that people don't usually talk much about here on YouTube. So today I'll be reviewing Farmer Boy, the second book of the Little House series. This is a standalone, so you don't have to read the first book to read this one. This book was released in 1933 by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And let's talk a bit about it. Spoiler-free review. Hope you guys enjoy. When Laura Ingalls Wilder released the first book of her Little House series, she was more than 6 years old, and she wrote Little House in the Big Woods, telling the story of her family living in the Big Woods of Wisconsin when she was about 4 or 5 years old. And in the second book, people were expecting the continuation of her family's story, but she doesn't do that. She tells the story of her future husband, Almanzo Wilder, 9-year-old kid growing up at a farm, living with his parents in the state of New York. So, Farmer Boy is a standalone. It's the second book Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote and published. And as I told you, people were expecting the continuation of the Ingalls family story. I was too expecting to read about Laura and her parents and her sisters, but here we find just the story of Almanzo. Well, at first, I was a bit disappointed. Although I knew that the story was about Almanzo, I didn't know that family and all the characters of the first book, they are not here in this book. So you won't find here more about Laura's family story. So if you read the first book, Little House in the Big Woods, you may probably jump to Little House on the Prairie, but I followed the order. So I read Farmer Boy, and let me tell you that I enjoyed it more than Little House in the Big Woods. Little House in the Big Woods is a nice book, I liked it, but I find Farmer Boy better, maybe because here Laura is not telling her own story, she has to imagine more things, and she's talking about another character. In that sense, I find Almanzo a better character in the book. He is more interesting than Laura herself in the first one. Here, Almanzo, he is 9 years old, but somehow he has like a goal. He has a big admiration for his father and he wants to be like him. In the first scene of the book, Almanzo is going to school with Royal, Eliza Mary and Alice. Almanzo is the little boy, but he has to carry the dinner pail because he's younger. And he's trying to keep up with his brothers. And as soon as they arrive at school, they see like a group of big boys, big violent boys, and the boys usually beat even the teacher, so it's difficult for a teacher to end the year and winter at school. They usually go away because these big boys are really violent, and Almanzo, at the beginning of the story, he's worried about his teacher, which is a good fellow. Well, Almanzo usually prefers doing the chores at the farm than going to school. During the story, his brothers are worried about the future, what they would do in the future, and Almanzo is really sure that he wants to be a farmer. He wants to be like his father. Well, one thing that I find really interesting is that the Wilder family is more prosperous than the Ingalls family. So this shows in many ways during this story. The Wilder family, for example, the farm is prosperous. They have to work really hard. The book covers like 2 harvests at least, but it shows how difficult it is to be a farmer, the amount of chores involved, but they are prosperous. And his father is really good with horses. They breed really nice and expensive horses, and the dream of Almanzo, a big dream Almanzo have, is to have a calf for his own, and he wants to, start teaching and breaking the horses, to say so. And this is really nice because this is a mark of the book, is Almanzo being obedient, obeying his father, not getting close to the younger horses. In my opinion, this book is really successful, talking about how he used to be living at a farm at that time in 1860s, 1870s. I really enjoy the atmosphere, the family atmosphere this book portrays. And oh my god, the food. The Wilder family knows how to eat well, you know, and I really love countryside traditional food. And this book is packed with really tasty dishes the mother prepare, you know. The kids know how to cook too, and I was drooling all over this book during many scenes. You already know that the Little House series is like a series for middle grade, and after a couple of books it started to be more like a young adult stuff because it deals more with more complex stuff. These books are for, you know, adults too. I found them really enjoyable, and Farmer Boy became a really special book to me because of the family life atmosphere, going up at a farm, doing the chores, you know, the harvest, the difficulties, and how the family overcomes the difficulties. They are always working in group, you know, and there is this nice relationship of respect between Almanzo and his mother and his father and how they treat the kids. I really find this book enjoyable, and while I'm reading I think, oh, this is a really nice book for a kid, you know. The content is a high level, the book is well written, it is smart, and the characters, I don't know, the overall message of the book is a really positive one. So guys, I guess that's it. I hope I gave you an overview of Farmer Boy by Laura Ingalls Wilder. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to get notifications, don't forget to hit the bell button, you know, for you to receive emails as soon as new videos are released. Thank you very much for our first patrons, for the support, for believing in the channel. And I guess that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!